Hello, everyone. Welcome to our interview series, You with Unicorn. Here we connect with people from different walks of life and get to know more about them, what works for them and what not. I am Rashi Goel and I have with me today Mr. Anand Mehta. A little bit about Mr. Anand. Anand is a facilitative trainer with over 12 years of experience in the field of training and development with corporates, educational institutes, NGOs, and associations. He has facilitated over thousands of training programs with over 250 companies across various sectors and also managing plethora of subjects like leadership, team building, communication, and all the other soft skills. His programs result in developing, nurturing participants in inbound and outbound environment and nowadays also on the online platforms. He is most known for the impact that he creates with his participants through the various activities, case studies, all the various new techniques that he brings to the learning programs that he delivers. He's not just inspirational, but also a very motivational speaker and an authority in all the subjects that he has mastered on. Welcome, Anand. Welcome to You with Unicorn.
Thank you very, very much, Rashi and Vandana ji. I feel so happy to be here, you with Unicorn. And it's a great pleasure for me to be with you. And thank you very, very much for speaking so nice words about me. Thank you, Rashi.
You totally deserve that, Anand, with all the work that you have been doing in the last more than a decade now. And that was just a little brief. I would like you to share with us more about your journey to being the facilitative trainer that you are today.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. So, professionally, I'm an entrepreneur and passionately, I'm a facilitative trainer. How? So, I started my business when I entered my second year of MBA because as a Gujarati, you always want to be the business. But I felt the training was like a calling and I jumped into it and I feel extremely blessed and lucky the kind of people I have met, the kind of opportunities I have got. And once I remember one of L&D head of a company, a pharma, huge pharma multinational company, when I did their one workshop, end of the workshop, she called me and she said, Anand, good work means more work. And I think that has been a mantra throughout that I have kept getting more and more work in training and facilitation. And it's been an amazing journey. The way you mentioned that more than 1,000 training workshop, more than 250 companies, I must have addressed more than 45,000 people into various platforms. Maybe teachers, maybe faculty members, trainers, corporate from junior to middle to super senior, even students, business owners, CEO. It's been a wonderful journey, a worth living the journey the way I have got the whole experience. And a big kudos and thanks to people who have created this around me. Thank you very much, Rashi.
No, but that's great, Anand. The various variety of people that you have impacted, not just corporate employees, but business owners themselves, leadership positions, junior level employees, and even students for that matter. I think that's some very broad variety of work that you do, and also all the subjects that you cover. I mean, we have personally worked together as well, so we know the mastery that you hold on each subject that you do deliver. So that's amazing work, Anand. What leads me to that is having experienced your sessions, what are those key ingredients that you as a seasoned facilitator bring to the table to deliver those impactful learning sessions?
I think the first thing as a facilitative trainer is to be able to have ability to create a safe, open, and non-judgmental environment. Once you're able to do that, the engagement level is very, very high. People really want to open up. People really want to share. As the adult learning characteristics, it's very important for our participants to get into the groove of learning. And I think the biggest and the most important, critical and difficult role of any facilitator is to create the safe, open, and non-judgmental environment. Once you're able to do that, a great learning or the takeaway is a byproduct, side effect of what's happening here. Along with that, other key ingredients, I would say empathy, your ability to understand your participants and feel and think the way they are. And not only feel and think, but put action so that leads towards an entire cognitive empathy. Listening skills is the next very, very important ingredient for a trainer because a lot of people feel that the role of a trainer is to talk. बहुत लोग मुझे कहते हैं कि आप भाषण देते हैं मैंने कहा मैं भाषण नहीं देता हूं but it's very important that with that listening skills and ability to ask right appropriate positive question where you lead your participants toward that particular end result where he or she really deserves to be. And I think the last ingredient which I strongly believe is being mindful, that you have to be present in that moment, disconnecting with the outer world, be there in the classroom, in the outboard environment, in the virtual platform, wherever you are. You have to be completely 100% present in that moment. And once you're present, I think magic happens. The only thing is you have to be there in that moment to experience the magic, and then everything happens amazingly and automatically.
That leads me to one thing, Anand. You're talking about this magic that you create. And of course, you very rightly put that as a trainer, a lot of people think it's all about speaking, whereas sometimes it's more about listening and understanding your participants. Now, this magic is something which in 2020 completely changed, because from being completely outbound, we went into being completely in front of our screens. So I would like to add this one point here and ask you, how do you create that non-judgmental safe space for people in an online environment and still hold on to all the magic that you create offline?
I think number one thing is that you must have a complete trust and faith on yourself that you are capable. Your confidence should support you that yes, I am capable. Number one. Number two, you must completely trust your participants. Believe me, no participants want you to fail. No participants, no audience want you to fail. The moment I don't trust my participants, I think I lose the entire battle. So I must trust my participants, and I must make them feel comfortable. And you must also become like a co-learner,
Yep.
and then the magic happens. And again, you mentioned one thing, and I want to add one more thing to what you mentioned. It's not about what I know. It's all about how can I fulfill the needs of my participants. I think that is something most important one must keep a focus on. That it's not about what I'm going to deliver. It's all about what the participant needs and how can I take them to to what they need, and not what I can deliver.
Wow. I think that's a lot of learning, not just for trainers who are working in the same field as you, but for everyone. The fact that the confidence that we have on ourselves is what gives us the ability to deliver what our, participants or clients or whoever we are dealing with, gets out of it. So great on that. And, we can obviously feel all the energy, Anand, that you bring to the table and also in this online world. And that's most of the feedback that all your participants give. How does Anand has that level of energy, that level of enthusiasm, and what is it that keeps him going? अगर मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, आनंद आप खाते क्या हो?
So I have done a 9 months course to reach out to this level of enthusiasm, positivity, energy. And this course happened when I was in the womb of my mother. आई थिंक हम सब जब अपने माँ के गर्भ में थे तो बहुत कुछ हमारे साथ हुआ है which really made us what we are. And I'm extremely grateful to my parents, because today whatever I am is because of them. Along with that, when you talk about energy, it is your participants who give you the energy. I think initially you only have to, make it spark and trigger, and then rest assured, once you create that positive and passionate environment throughout the session, you will keep receiving the energy. And I strongly believe in the whole concept of abundance, that there's so much of abundance all around, and you keep receiving that. Along with that, I think that whole willingness to contribute, willingness to give whatever best I can, and feel the sense of ownership of that room, of that space. Okay, that I am the owner of this place, and it is my extreme responsibility to ensure that I create amazing experiences and lead them towards a great takeaway. I think all that comes together and creates that feeling and energy, obviously, which drives the whole thing together.
Okay, so I get a lot of things from here. A few concepts went into mind while you were talking about it. I think it's all about what we give, and then we just get it back, always multiplied by the number of people we have in the room, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. And I always tell to a lot of my workshops that their learning would be just from me, but my learning would be 25 times higher if I have 25 participants. And I think it's very important that I should also become a part of a co-learner. There is nothing like I am an authority and I am the one who knows everything. I am not a teacher, So I think the whole concept of co-learner is important as a facilitator.
Sure. And I think, while you were talking about being a co-learner and the fact that you've had some very amazing learning sessions, Anand, I'm sure there have been a few tricky ones as well. Could you please share with us at least one of those learning programs that was maybe very difficult or tricky for you, and why so?
Rashi, to be very honest, I don't remember any difficult or tricky program. I think each program are different, and each program are unique. I have come across a lot of people who come and ask me, how do you handle difficult participants or difficult clients? And my answer to this is, hey, I'm surprised, but I have never come across any difficult participant, because it's very important for you to have a complete trust and faith on your participants that they are amazing. The moment you have that strong feeling in you, no program can ever become difficult or tricky, because it's everyone is growing together, and I'm also part of the journey. And when you have that feel, there is something like difficult. It's always like success. It's always like amazingly reaching out to where you thought you could be, and you end up reaching out to where participants could actually reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's generally much beyond and much above your perceived notions. And that's amazing. That's the power of facilitation. That's the power of training.
No, I believe, Anand, that's the power that you bring to the table. The fact that you don't see it as a difficulty and you just go overcome it in your own stride. Not a lot of people have that, but kudos to you on, having achieved that level. And, you've talked about a lot from the trainer's perspective of things, how trainers work in the industry. You are experienced in talking to a lot of HR professionals from various different industries. What is that one thing you would want to tell all the HR professionals who are listening to you at this point of time? The few tips, or maybe one key of creating a very valuable learning program, because that's what they want to achieve at the end of the day, irrespective of who the trainer might be.
Okay. Okay. So you want me to share in terms of not there as a trainer, but as a HR executives,
As
HR
an HR
people.
professional, when they're creating a learning program or maybe discussing with a trainer like yourself, what should be there and in their minds?
I think when we say HR is human resource, okay, I would say remain focused with the human perspective. Okay, so many times we get into processes, we get into numbers, we get into systems, and we completely forget the human part of the whole of the intervention. I think that human part has to be alive from within, and that's the jagruti. The jagruti from within is highly required. When you go and interact with a person, you are interacting with a human being. You are not interacting with a robot. Okay, I think that is very, very important. So remain focused in that, and whatever you're doing, keep doing. Everyone have tremendous potential, and everyone have tremendous potential to grow. And it is the responsibility of people in HR and L&D to ensure that people in the organization grows. And what better than training and learning and development? So I think remain focused and keep doing good job. I must tell you, what I have experienced, that people in HR, people in L&D are doing fantastic work. I would say just keep doing that. Thank you.
Great, great. So thank you so much. And I think you rightly said in terms of put back the human in HR. That's
Yeah.
what we continuously keep telling people, that, move beyond the processes. Processes are essential, of course. There needs to be some level of structure, but then again, humans are unpredictable. I think we
Yeah.
all are different in our own unique way, and we
Yeah.
can't be put into boxes.
True.
So great tips, Anand. This was such an amazing experience having you here and listening to all the thoughts that you have put down for us. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We know that, having Anand's 20 minutes is so difficult out of the entire calendar. So thank you so much for that. And with that note, I would like to say goodbye, everyone. And Anand, any last words for the audience that listening here?
I have always lived with one line which has always stuck with me, that if you want to fulfill your dreams, don't sleep. And that really makes me feel really passionate. And one thing what is highly required to be successful in whatever we do is passion. And I think we must be more and more passionate with what we are doing. Thank you very much. I always see people from Unicorn very, very passionate, and that really makes me more closer to be with part of the team Unicorn. Thank you very, very much for this wonderful experience. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Anand. And thank you, everyone, listening to us. We'll be soon back with new guests and more insights. In the meantime, to know more about the Unicorn people and Mr. Anand Mehta, please click on the links given in the description box. But before you go, do not forget to like, comment, and share this video. And also do subscribe to our channel for the further updates. Thank you. Bye-bye.